Gambarb.
Yeah. We didn't met last week because of reasons, but the week prior to that, we had a good session of beating up preachers who can give us
Indeed.
the all the details of what we played the last time
I will handle it this week. I think it's my turn anywho. So, we started out with a planning session, and we laid out our objectives, and we decided to go looking for the priest that was on our to-do list first. Unfortunately, he was proselytizing to a bunch of common folk, and one thing led to another, and I kind of punched him in the face and started a whole ball of events that led to a bunch of invisible shadows assaulting us, while the commoners just watched us punch and kick and slash the air and beat up the priest for no reason, apparently. Um, during which I believe it was Caspian decided to try and sway their hearts and minds and proceeded to fail miserably the entire combat.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, we finished beating up the priest and his invisible shadow men and turned to the common people and made a little bit of headway. But unfortunately, I do believe we let the priest go, did we not?
Yes, because we didn't have to. We have to not uh, kill him.
We
Were
didn't want to
under
draw too much
order.
attention.
hmm
So we let him go, and I believe that it was about that point where he walked off into the sunset that we called it a night.
Yeah. I believe so as well.
And
Yeah.
that brings us to the present.
Okay. So, as you are in the midst of this um, made up altar near a statue on the Sundered Square, the shadowy figures that you have fought have already vanquished, turned into a pile of grey dust on the ground, and the priest uh, goes away, uh, stumbling his feet because of all the wounds that he suffered from this fight with the group of you. Now, you see that the crowd of people still are trying to make sense of what happened and uh, what you have done. You can see that the overall it's quite a mixture of sentiments on this crowd. Some of are angry at what you done. Some of are disappointed on the priest because remember Caspian especially tried to convince them that you were not aggressively beating up an old dude who they like, but instead you were trying to save the city from a possible scammer. Uh, and because of that, they are truly divided. But they, even the ones who are angry at you and still aren't convinced, because it's quite hard to convince such a large crowd in its totality, right? Even those they don't find the courage or the guts to challenge you or to say anything back. after seeing what you are capable of in battle. But, nevertheless, their eyes are upon you. So, now what do you do?
I suggest we leave.
Yes.
End of the show,
Yes.
everybody.
We'll be
Goal
here
number
all
one.
week.
Indeed. We have somewhat achieved goal number 1, and now on to the next.
Go down. One more to go, I think.
Yeah. So is now more intimidation or more beating up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like that went pretty well. You know, none of us died.
Yeah, it was pretty fine.
Tough crowd though.
Yeah. Not the friendliest.
Not at all. Who was with that high? Like the priest. What? There's like summoning shadows.
Yeah.
I mean, like initially, I was like maybe we could reach common ground, but he just seemed like a dick. I don't know. He just
Yes.
there was clearly something up with that guy. Well,
Something is with everyone.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, next step. Propose lottery to the king, or
There's rotten in the kingdom, not Irvin.
or because okay. Give me a second. Sleeping in character. Cause Taro had a thought. If we propose the lottery to the coach, the king will tax it. And the court wouldn't want that.
Okay.
What
Makes
we
sense.
can do was propose it to the king. So the revenue is taxed at the top. And then tell the court that this operation exists, and then they can place their own men to siphon funds in a secret way.
Mm-hmm.
So they get their cut.
Okay, so create a scan and tell the scammers to scam the scan.
Yes,
Okay.
but it
I
works.
do have a question, and I feel like it's an important question. How are we going to get in to speak with the king in the place?
Leave it to Taro.
You know what? Sounds good.
I'm okay with
I
that.
trust you.
Go for it.
I don't love that shit.
Uh,
If we're going to go into a business meeting, though,
mhm.
I do have to say, I feel like we're a little underdressed. Maybe we should. I mean, we got a good bit of money. Maybe we should consider getting. I'm gonna look at John suit, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, Taro has his good yukata, so he can put that, and it gives him that exotic touch that will make people listen. But yeah, a suit for you would be nice. Today we can go and report to the master of the Corge that we did what he asked, and get the reward. That we can do.
Was there not
A
one
good
more thing
plan.
we were supposed to do? I thought maybe there was one more thing we were supposed to do. Well, we dealt with the bard, and we dealt with the cleric.
Yeah, there is one last thing that the Corge requested of you, specifically Camille de Leon, the guild master. He said that the Fighters Guild of Turvin, known as their name, the Hashador, their collective
The
name.
Hashador, yes.
There are rumors from inside that say that they are maybe pending more on the side of the invader. That when the Kian Celerat arrives in the city, that the Hashador will be helping the invaders from the inside. This is still but a rumor, but for Kami's plan to work, he cannot have they cannot have that happen in their city. So they need someone to assure that the Hashador will stay neutral.
Yeah, but we need money for that.
We have money.
Not enough
Invaders.
to pay off an entire guild, man.
I mean, we have enough to get in the door, I feel like, and then whatever happens afterward is up to them, really.
Yeah.
We just fought a priest. Like, I feel like we can fight a fighting guild.
Yeah. It's perfectly comparable. But
I mean, you know,
you
fight
guys,
an elderly
old man.
we can do.
You know that if Kami's intention was to buy their alliance, he would have had given you a bag of gold bars and send you to negotiate, or send someone else, possibly someone he knows for longer and he trusts to give so much money. If they send you, it's because he wants you to use your persuasion,
someone.
your intimidation, maybe duel with someone, something like this.
Could I know this sounds a little stupid. Could I do an insight check to, like, on... I'm trying to, like, determine what level of severity we're allowed to, like, how intense we're allowed to be in dealing with this. Like, is this a, he didn't give us specifics. It wasn't like he ordered us to, like, go
No.
fuck up the fighting guild.
Yeah.
But, like, is it like a do whatever you do, just don't tie it to me kind of thing?
Probably.
Yeah, the thing
Sounds
is,
about right.
you don't need to roll. Kami doesn't want to demand or detail how exactly which methods you have to use. They just want you to get the job done, no matter how. So if you want to bribe them, you can, but that's probably not his first idea. But if you want to go back to Kami, say we need 1,000,000 gold pieces so we can buy the whole guild and guarantee they're on our side, you can try that. See if Kami is down for it. But and
Remember, this is also a test.
yeah,
It's true.
Indeed.
So are we trying to be sneaky about it, or are we going in guns blazing,
Let's,
like trying to
let's,
just?
let's try diplomacy first. Feel them
Okay.
out.
I do have an idea of a thing we could maybe possibly use the. So we just had a fight with a priest, right, out in public, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Presumably, we're just going to get around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
If we want, if we want to lean into that, into the religious aspect more, and be like, uh, you are all serving a false prophet. We have come to right your wrongs. You know,
Mm, Taro
maybe
doesn't
maybe lean
think
it.
that would work. They're a fighters guild.
Maybe
They're mercenaries.
I'm saying like
If you
maybe.
want to talk, money must talk, not ideals.
Well, they're not really. They're fighting men and women. They're fighters. I feel like they can understand violence pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying we can try diplomacy first, and that's fine. But if diplomacy doesn't work, I'm just saying maybe we could like lean into that, like maybe single a guy out, maybe be like, hey, we tried diplomacy, now we're going to raise this building. We don't have to raise the building. I'm just saying maybe we can like lean into that wild card aspect. You know what I mean?
It's
Taro
comprehensible.
understands, but
I'm just saying we have a plan B that we could really lean into.
okay.
If worse comes to worse, play into that whole religious fanatic, you know. Who knows?
Can't hurt to try.
Can't hurt. I do think diplomacy might be at least the best way forward to begin. You know. We
Okay.
also need to find out. Do we know where the Fighters Guild is?
Yeah. About that, you can either ask around, see if any of the NPCs you know can help you with information on that, or you guys can roll a history check. I'll let you guys, if anyone has proficiency and wants to help another, you can do that to give advantage, or I'll let any character who has either the noble background or similar, or any sort of uh, knowledge about noble houses or stuff like that have advantage as well.
Okay.
I am
have a plus
proficient.
4. You are?
I am.
I am
I am
proficient.
proficient.
I have a +3.
I
I am
also have a
proficient. I have a plus 4.
I believe Rido might have a good score
in
as well.
history, i- if it's history, I got 6.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I'll
you
help
roll.
you.
Take a bardic.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Roast history with advantage and with a bardic.
A bardic
And with a
Yep.
bardic.
and possibly a guidance.
And
Wha-
I'm also guided.
What?
You get a D4.
Okay. We need what 36 or what?
Yeah, let's see
No,
if you have it at all.
Oh,
Whoa, that's funny.
okay. Never mind.
Oof.
Oh, fuck.
Are we still playing D&D or is this Pathfinder? Because with Bardic and Guidance you might have 30 something.
Might hit
30.
40.
Let me see. D4, D6,
Yeah,
29.
4, 30
Yeah,
straight.
it's the
That's
30. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 30 in the history check, it's absurd.
I know all of his ancestors.
Yeah.
insane.
You asked for the location of the Fighters Guild, and Rido puts on his glasses and he brings his history book and he starts reciting all the history of the guild and even bringing up details that have nothing to do with your task at hand. But Rido, you do know the location. It is located in the markets square of the city.
Okay.
Specifically, the trades district. I knew there was a fancy name. The trades district of the city. Specifically, it is the guild hall is located very close to the north gate of the city. So it's strategically placed there for two reasons. Number one, if someone breaks in through the gate, through the main entrance, we not only have the city guard, possibly the Tervinish army, but we also have the mercenary guild known as the Hashador to defend our great city. And second of all, that street in the trades district where the I forgot to say the name. It's called the Iron Sanctuary, the name of the guild hall. Uh, the Iron Sanctuary is located in Steel Row. It's a street in the trades district known for its blacksmiths. So it's a perfect location for such a place. And about some informations that I think could help you decide how do you want to approach this mission. Okay, you do not know who is the leader, the person who is the guild master yet, but you maybe I'll give you advantage if you try to discover by gathering information or speaking to someone. Okay, but you know how the guild functions. You note that there are 7 guild masters throughout the world. Not only in the guild has its presence in many of the great cities around the world, right? And not all the guild halls have a guild master, but there are 7 of them. The guild master of Turvin, it's considered to hold more power and influence over the others because of you already know because of your Nets 20. So each as you let's say one of you is a member of the Hashador. You are a sword for hire. You work your way up, and as you gain notoriety and let's say you gain your renown inside of the guild, you certain levels of renown in the hierarchy are rewarded with a special gift. It's usually a magical sword, a magical weapon, or a magical piece of armor. Something that is both useful, but also is used as a badge of your tier, your place in the hierarchy. And the reason the Guildmaster of Turvin, regardless of who possesses that title, is considered the most influential of the Guildmasters is because the weapon that the Guildmaster of Turvin receives is the considered a legendary weapon. Possibly the greatest weapon that the guild has throughout the world. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, in this place, in the Turvin, the city of Turvin's Hashador, you will probably have the wielder of the axe of the namesake of the guild, because Hashador, it's from an old language that of an old culture that existed in the lands which nowadays is called Turvin, and that means the golden axe. Yeah, and it is a reference to the Sega Genesis classic. Yes. So
Oh boy.
you do not know the name, but you know for sure that whoever makes the decisions in this city is the wielder of the legendary golden axe. Okay? Okay.
Alright.
Things you have to keep in mind. Historically, the Hashador are a mercenary group. They do not partake in war. They don't choose sides. They only work for the benefit of the people, not of kings. In theory, in practice, the human greed and the political agendas throughout history have proven that this is not the case in practice. So one can expect that in such an imminent page in the history books that's coming towards you, there should be one of these exceptions where parts will be taken.
Of course.
and and yeah, other thing you have to keep in mind: possibly the guildmaster is a fine warrior, possibly one of the greatest warriors in the realm, but it has happened before that guild members disagreeing with the guildmaster's rules or impositions uh, have did a mutiny and overtaking their current leader in favor of a new one. It has happened before. Any questions? With a nat 20, I'll give you the benefit of asking questions that I might not be willing to give you previously.
Do we know what the axe does to some degree?
It is a golden axe. It is said that it's it has the power of flames, but not. It is said that it burns hotter than fire, as if it has some special properties to it, and it is said that no, even the finest steel plates and shields aren't able to resist the cutting blade of the axe.
Do I think that it ignores resistances. Interesting.
Indeed.
Very
Indeed.
much so.
Well, I know that I, as an individual, chaotic and problematic, and I don't even need that axe. I want someone in this group to have that. So,
Ooh.
hey,
Hmm.
John, do you use axes?
I mean, I can. I don't necessarily prefer them, but I can use them.
How confident in fighting
I
this
mean,
guy?
if it's such a legendary weapon, I mean, I can make an exception, I suppose, but
I mean,
you're supposing, of course, that we managed to wrest it from these people.
yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe if we make a good enough offer, not to. I mean, surely we'll probably have to fight these people. I don't know these people, but from the sounds of it, they seem like a very violent type of class. So I don't know. I just like
Taro.
yeah.
Taro would love getting his hand on such a fabled weapon, if anything, for the history behind it. But Taro highly doubts that we would be able to wrest this
I don't
weapon
know. Here,
in
we've
in
done pretty
single
good. Oh,
combat.
I mean, presumably, it's all of us would be able to fight for this weapon. If he's a good enough fighter, pride comes with being a leader of a guild and being a renowned warrior. Pride is just going to come into the picture at some point. And if I know people, I'm willing to bet he'd let us all fight for the chance to gain maybe his weapon, maybe get the deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm,
With the
But,
net
but,
20, with Rido's net 20, he's pretty sure that this would not happen. Even if the guildmaster
We,
wishes to show their glory and their honor, the laws would forbid them, and it would be seen as a uh, an absurd uh, transgression by the other members of the guild, and he would surely lose his post, his or hers. So it's
mm,
unless you manage to do that in a secret meeting, uh, away from the eyes, and you would have to convince the guildmaster. You don't know if he is that um, thirsty for honor that he would bet in a fight his most valuable possession.
we would have to find his most sensitive point and push him into a pure rage. For we have nothing to offer that would entice him to put up such a fabled weapon in sign of prestige for his group.
I mean, everybody has a soft spot somewhere.
more like everybody has a secret.
Indeed. Something
Question
we can
is,
threaten him with.
how do we find that out?
I don't know, can any of you magic-y people read minds?
I was not blessed with those gifts.
Yeah, I didn't learn that one yet. I never tried to read minds.
Neither does Taro. He can,
Mm,
in potential, but he has not learned that secret yet.
what about this? Why don't we go back to the Courge, right? And we ask the big man if he knows where we can find some dirt on the guy. If
No,
anybody would know secrets, I feel like he'd probably know.
mm, okay. I don't think he will
Why not?
because, again, um, this uh, this operation is as much as a an operation as it is a test for us. If we keep asking for help, he will think we are incompetent and must be handheld all the way. Remember, initiative and resourcefulness are prime quality for a member of a thieves guild.
Okay. I have one more question. Do we know if he sleeps at the guild hall, the fighter, or if he sleeps off the premise? Does he have a home?
Good question.
Uh,
This.
yeah, with Rido's net 20, and this will be the last piece of knowledge that he can have with that 20. Uh, there are presidential chambers for the guild master in the guild hall, but that does not mean
Ah,
that he he or she has to sleep there. They usually when a guild master is a knight who have gained many rewards, gifts from kings for fighting in tournaments or saving the realm, they usually have land of their own, maybe sometimes even a castle someplace else. So yeah, they could uh, spend some nights in the guild hall, but that is not does not necessarily mean they have to live there.
Caro,
Hmm.
would you? You're good with words. Would you not?
Yes.
Would you be willing to ask around, seeing if the guild leader maybe has a spare apartment, a house, maybe any gift of land he's got in Turvin as of late? He might
Of
not.
course.
He may
Of
just sleep in the
course.
guild, but
Of course.
maybe just
Yes.
okay. In the meantime, should we busy ourselves?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's go make a report.
go make a
See
report.
what. Mm-mm.
Okay, let's go take care of this.
So, what are we reporting exactly? We almost killed a guy in the middle of town.
We silenced the priest and we silenced the press.
Yes.
Ah, that makes sense.
Okay, so you're coming back to
Okay.
the tavern in the docks where you first met Kami,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Very quickly skipping the preamble, the the tavern doesn't look crowded or loud as the first time you've been there, but you cannot say it's a quiet place or an empty place. It has still its fair share of uh, rumbles as you look around, but you don't find any signs of the presence of Kami there. As you look around, trying to see a halfling crime boss, instead, a different thug, one that you remember, was in the table next to Kami, so possibly someone close to him, sees you and it whistles as a way of saying for you to come to his table. He is a
Okay.
dwarf. He has dark hair and beard, but he has stripes of gray hair and gray beard, kind of making uh, as a way of showing his age and also his wisdom. Uh, he has a scar below his right eye, and he looks fairly skinny for a dwarf, but he is still bulkier than most of you. Even so, uh, he signals for you to come to his table.
Okay.
Uh huh.
He
Sir.
he
Uh-huh.
makes a hand sign for you. Now,
Okay.
with the 2022 rules update, we have a new language, a new common language that is called the Common Sign Language. I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, DM, you haven't said anything. Yes, I know, but with that in mind, I bet none of you, or maybe you can surprise me now and say that, oh, but I always intended my character to know sign language. So what's it gonna be?
I can honestly, I do not know sign language.
Yeah, but it does work if you have comprehend languages or similar.
I do have
I do
Thieves
have
can't.
comprehend languages.
I have
Nice.
Thieves can't.
Yeah, Tip Scan is not quite.
He's just a mute person, not a
Oh,
thief, apparently.
okay. 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 I I think I just wave.
He sighs. He unrolls a scroll of paper and he starts writing with a pen. And he, after writing, he shows the scroll to you, and it reads, "Have you completed Kami's job?"
Um, part
Uh,
one
I just
and
nod.
part one and part two. We still have to contact the Fighters Guild, but Sensei told us that that last part of the job could be put on the back burner. But the press has been silenced, and so was the priest. Those two are done as within instruction. Both are alive, but both are unable to continue.
Excellent. Um, I will roleplay as the guy, but keep in mind that he doesn't speak. He just writes down the what he's trying to convey of information to you.
So cute. It's like Komi-san.
Risan.
I love that anime.
Okay. Sorry.
Excellent. The boss will hear of this. But if you really want to impress us, we really want the third part of the job done. There will be an extra reward if you can manage to pull that off.
Yeah, we're on it, actually.
Great.
Taro and friends are strategizing.
Sorry.
Then how can I help you?
Is he still writing?
Yes.
Could I take his pen?
Okay.
What?
It depends.
Like I just want. Caspian wants to write something on the paper he's writing on.
But he is understanding you as you speak to him.
You know.
Okay.
He's being extra. Yeah, well, I want to take the pen and. What kind of reward? We talking?
Caraca, tá nessas. Okay. He sighs again. This time he looks angrier, because of you took his pen. But then he writes down. Gold, unless there's anything else you need that we can manage to give.
I'm gonna look at the group.
Gold work for me. I can spend the gold to learn my new spells or annotate them on the spell book. It's basically anything I can right now.
We shall see.
I'm gonna take the pen
What? Why do you have to take the pen, friend? He can hear you. Can you not piss everyone off in 100 feet radius? We talked about this.
Now you have to write about this.
I'll just
Are
look
you?
over at him and be like, give the dwarf his quill back. And then I start to sway a little bit.
Are you doing
And put
this
a
Uh,
hand
on
down on the table.
purpose?
I'm gonna write on the paper really quickly. We'll come back to you with what we want. And then I'm going to hand him the pen again. And then I will just sit there.
The four of them look into to Caspian.
He definitely just smile. He just, yeah, he's very pleased with himself.
We need better clothing for a task that we need to accomplish. Might you have a supplier who can assist us with that?
That's easy. I can get something for you in a few hours if you need.
That would be acceptable, thank you. In the meantime, I do believe there's something else that we need to take care of, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Come back in a few hours, and I'll have someone to see to your needs.
Are we getting up to go?
Unless anybody has any questions for him, or we need to do anything else.
I think I'm good.
He's not going to take the pen. He will just look at the dwarf and, like, kind of hold out his hand.
He
I'll just pull my own quill out and put it in your hand and just be like, if you want a quill so badly, take mine.
Thank you, friends. I appreciate it. I'm just going to write on the paper. See you later. A lot. I will hand back the quill to John, though, and then leave.
Alright, now Taro is almost sure that you are doing this on purpose.
I think you just
Doing
wanted
what?
a
I was
quill.
just being understanding and, trying to communicate in the way that he was comfortable with.
Ah,
He was
I was being.
hearing
uh,
he was hearing what we were saying. That felt like you were mocking him, which is why he was angry.
I would never. I would never, Tara. I would never.
Sure, and Taro is like the pinnacle of honesty. Friend,
Okay.
please.
Okay. I admit that one was intentional. The others, they were unintentional.
mm.
I'm sorry.
Some-
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, they are bickering. I'm going to go up to the bar and order food. Because I am exhausted. I am drained, and I need a short rest to recover.
Yes.
For I have lost strength.
Yes.
Right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, the
The shadow drain.
shadow drain.
Yep.
Yes. They made you weak. That is unacceptable.
Well,
Listen.
sometimes you just need a brighter light in the darkness.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Okay. So next step, we find the guild and see what's what.
Yes. And you can try diplomacy, and I will ready myself for when we inevitably must crack their heads together.
Yeah, that's what will most likely happen.
It
At
always
least we are
possible.
not self-deluded.
Don't know.
Yes.
We might be able.
Yeah, sure.
Even you don't believe that.
Come
My,
on.
the chance is never zero.
One of us has to be optimistic, all right?
There's a non-zero chance that it'll work.
Exactly, and that's what
A
matters.
5% chance.
I'm
A five
countless in
percent
that.
chance is still a 5% chance.
Let's not get our hopes that up.
There's a 5% chance of a natural 20.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's it.
Three
That's
point
true.
five.
Like 5 in a row.
Uh,
There's a chance that happens.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, like,
five nat 20s in a row. What is that like? What, one in
One in a
125,000?
hey,
something like that.
oh,
Yes.
1/20th times 1/20th 5 times.
Ah.
well, first things we should see. Wait, no, we're already getting suits. We asked about that. Of course, you didn't write it down. So maybe he didn't understand you. So who knows?
Yeah, we might end up being friends with them.
You know, maybe he'll just give us the axe.
Perhaps.
Maybe he's getting old. Maybe he just doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. It's very unlikely, but it's also possible.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
While we're here, am I like lean in to Tara and be like, hey, I feel like maybe you should ask about the second house or other estate maybe before we got a couple hours to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, like, if someone wants to accompany me, I can do my rounds in maybe the taverns that are whatchamacallit, the taverns that usually are frequented by soldiers of fortunes
Oh,
and mercs.
all right.
I can go with you if you'd like. It's up
Only
to
if you
you.
promise to behave.
I mean, I can come
Um,
with after dinner.
you know, that might be for the best. I I'm gonna roll a wisdom check just real quick. That's what I'm gonna do. So with a wisdom check, oh, I have advantage on. So that's 20.
Ooh.
There's the first one. I promise, with all of my heart, that as long as we don't
Fine.
meet any mute people, I'm going to be on my best behavior. And I say that with confidence.
No, even with mute people. No exceptions. Best
No,
behavior. Be nice. Do you
I,
understand? Nice. Be nice. And not your kind of nice. Taro's kind of
I,
nice.
okay. I am a little offended. I am nice. I am a nice person.
50
Majority of the
Shades of
time.
Nice.
No.
That's
And
the
I,
point.
You
You
make a short
think
joke.
you are being nice.
who,
50 Shades of Nice.
how would you say I'm mean most of the time? I feel like I'm a very accommodating individual.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You are one of the most insensitive persons Taro has ever met. If not being able to read the room had a name in some book somewhere that encompasses all the definitions the gods have put on this forsaken world, it would have your name next to it.
Yo, what?
Yeah, he's hurt. You hurt his feelings.
You take psychic damage from that.
Just gonna check real quick. Like, I'm gonna do one more check. See if he's able to hide the fact that he's deeply hurt by that. No, it's
No.
very clear. He is an open book. He is so very clearly hurt.
And Taro is saying this because he's your friend and wants to avoid you one day or the other getting literally lynched. We've been there. Taro has told you that. And you are still willfully ignoring everything that has been said. Taro is at his wits' end. Look at his plumage, it's getting white. And Taro is not even an adult.
Okay,
Please.
I am sorry that I made you feel this way.
Taro is breaking down. Please.
Is he crying? Oh Lord!
Almost.
Oh no!
You don't know if he's sincere or not. He's not. But
Whether or not here doesn't
he's trying to convey the
because
concept.
Had to convey
it doesn't
the
matter if
concept.
he's sincere or not, because truly, Caspian is so deeply affected. Like he's buying whatever you're selling, hook, line, and sinker.
Okay.
Because he feels like he literally is like breaking you. He's like, oh, listen, okay, I'm sorry, I'm okay. For I promise to be on my best behavior. Okay,
Okay. Now
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
that is enough, but Taro will tell you that if you do not keep this promise that you made to Taro and something happens, Taro will leave you to your own devices as friend Shan has suggested. Because at some point in your life, friend Caspian needs to learn this lesson. And if he has to headbutt a wall and get hurt in the process, at this point, so be it. Because Taro has done everything he can to make him understand.
Just let's hope he's not thrown against that wall.
Now, let
I,
us go.
mm, Caspian is going to remain real quiet wherever.
While we're walking, I look at Caspian and say, Caspian, do like the elves. Breathe in, breathe out. We got many meditations for this. It's
You
basically calm
know,
emotions, but without using an actual spell.
Rydell, I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and be like, I appreciate having another elf in the party so much.
Right, tries hard not to cry.
Mm,
It's so nice to have someone who gets it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah,
Cas-
uh,
Caspian is fully like crying a little bit, but he's trying.
We are such an emotional bunch.
oh, we are such a mess.
Uh,
All
to write
right.
a performance, I'll write a choreography for that after all.
Yes.
oh, great. Yeah, I just,
Of course, it will involve swords or daggers or something like that, but it will be beautiful, beautiful anyway.
that whole thing. It makes me think of my parents back home in the village.
Oh
Whenever
God,
they
not
get
the
on,
parents.
it's just
Oh,
like,
here he goes.
I don't need that. I don't need that right now, man. Oh,
Oh,
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Just breathe. Don't forget to breathe. You'll be fine. Oh,
thank you, Redell. Thank you.
okay.
I appreciate you so much. I
right,
All
just need
right.
you to know that.
swiping the dry sweat from his forehead right now.
Okay. Let us go see if
Yeah.
we can find if the great captain has a summer residence here in the city. By like getting as I've said, getting into the tavern that are usually the stomping ground of soldiers of fortunes. Usually, as far as I know, as the player, like there are specific taverns or gathering halls or public places that cater to a specific clientele, like high-end taverns for like rich merchants that offer maybe like exotic foods with spices that can't be found on your run-of-the-mill tavern, and there could be also taverns that that cater to mercenaries because uh, since they congregate there, the rumor mill to find jobs is easier, and maybe like the tavern master as a post for jobs that like drums up his business.
Hmm.
Are there some DM?
Yes, yes, I would say in a metropolis such as this, you would find.
Okay, so let us go there and let's split the let's split the jobs. Um, Caspian will stay at the bar and keep his eyes perked up. How good is your perception? You have high wisdom, no?
Yes, I have. I have a 5 in perception. So yes.
Okay. So you stay at the bar and just listen to the rumors and take a bardic
Oh,
for good
thank you.
measure. And while Taro will chat up the patrons. Let's just do unless like the Ariel requests we role play just a simple roll. It's one information we need to find.
Okay, so I'm just listening to around the bar.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to keep it simple, make any social check of your choosing, and just as you do, just articulate what's the point of your question. See how best appropriate the answer can be.
Okay, as usual, Taro is using deception.
Okay.
He's presenting himself as a famed mercenary from a foreign land that would like to get to know the famous guild master and proprietor of the Golden Axe, whose fame as a weapon has reached the far eastern island of Taro's people. And I am using Kenku Recall to give myself advantage. I have a +9. Uh-huh. It's a
Oh no.
28 for the first roll
Uh,
and a 24 for the second, so I guess it's a 28.
Uh, mm,
Of course. Okay. It's a massive success, as obviously. Uh, as you ask around, you're asking in the same tavern, the tavern that belongs,
Uh,
or going out to see if you find more reliable information.
no, as we said, we're looking for a specific kind of tavern that caters to mercenaries
Okay.
because it's easier to get into the rumor mill that way.
Okay. Uh, so a rookie looking mercenary wannabe sighs and says, yeah, I do know who the guildmaster is. I failed her test, actually. She's a she-orc. Her name is Lasgar.
Lasgar.
Yes. What do you want to know?
Well, Taro would actually like to know if it was possible to meet her. Does she have like a residence at the guild, or Taro does suppose that she would have a person of such standing would have a private residence somewhere here for all that she's done for this fair city must have warranted at least such a recompense. Isn't that true?
I don't know. She. I don't know if she has any other places. All I know is that she is very accessible considering her position. I believe she spends most of her days at the guild hall. And she makes a point that she would oversee all the new recruits,
Hmm,
so she can choose
interesting.
only the best. So, I mean, if you want to get to her, why don't you sign up for the guild?
Okay, just repeat the name. I'm writing it down.
I believe I sent to you on Roll20, Lasgar. I wrote it
Ah.
down.
it's left.
Okay, let me check. Lasgar. Okay. Okay. That is absolutely. I am absolutely. Taro is absolutely ecstatic to know that she would entertain anyone who would want to talk to her. Like, as her fame has reached far and wide. Thank you, friend.
Oh, you're welcome.
And like, I buy him a round of beer.
Thanks. Good luck if you're rolling on the guild.
Oh,
Uh,
Taro will definitely do that. Thank you.
before he goes, presumably I'm at the bar. Can I see?
Can you see what?
Mm,
Like, can I see Taro from the bar?
I mean yes, unless Taro states that he's trying to be more sneaky.
no, I'm not.
I'm gonna message Tara and ask. Presumably, she's not always at the guild hall. Maybe we should ask about that.
Right. Uh, just one last question. When she's not at the guild hall, do you know where she goes?
No, I really can't say. Uh, I from what I heard, and I have heard not that much, strangely. She's a very uh, quiet person. Not much is known of her uh, previous deeds. No one knows if she was born in the city. No one seems to remember her family, so she probably is an outsider. She came here. She joined the guild, rose through the ranks. Now she spent
Okay.
most of her time in the guild hall. I don't know if she has any other places.
Okay. Thank you.
And just so you know, this is a success on your information gathering check. So
Yep.
very little is in fact known. It's not that you didn't ask the right person, nothing like that. Okay?
Okay. She's very private.
Yeah.
No, because presumably she has to talk to someone. Someone has to know a little bit about her. I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and do a perception check on just listening to the chatter around the tavern. I'm gonna try and listen and see if maybe someone's talking about her, about maybe some like strange goings on, just anything out of the ordinary. Maybe you know what? I want to do a perception check to see if I can overhear a name that is talked about with her a lot, like someone that comes in simultaneously with discussions of her. To see if I can pick out anyone that would be very familiar with her.
Okay. Okay. It's a hard uh, asking, but it can be done. Let's see what you have for perception.
I have and I have a bardic. Could I guidance myself while I'm at the
You
bar?
can. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just roll the bardics and the guidance just to see what I got. 6, 3, okay, 9, and perception. Not 20.
Nice,
We are so
boy.
good at this.
Yeah. You guys are
Burning 'em out
killing
now.
it.
So
Okay.
that's a
20 net
34.
20s.
Okay. Yeah. You overhear, Caspian, uh,
Mhm.
a duo of mercenaries. These ones looking more, uh, have the look of a veteran, both of them. While the tavern is filled with fighters, some of them you believe are part of the guild, some of them doesn't look the type. Uh, as far as you can tell, they are uh, the most capable, experienced looking uh, in the way that they present themselves and the quality of equipment that they have. And you've been keeping your eye on them the whole night, but they seem to be hard to read as well. They seem like they know uh, they know how to be discreet about their 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 gossip. Let's say.
Mhm.
So that's why you haven't caught anything yet. But it seems that you found the perfect time where they didn't notice that you were listening to them, and they decided to have the talk that they gathered. It seems like it's an important matter that they gathered in this tavern specifically to address it. You can hear one of them saying, "Well, so what was the result? Did you manage to convince her, or?" And then the other answers, "No, uh, it was useless. The Shiork won't listen. She keeps bringing up the laws of neutrality in the guild. Well then, we'll have to start working on Plan B. Yes, this is this is a once in a lifetime event. We cannot lose. What kind of servants would we be if we stay idle while a revolution happens? We have to take control of the situation." And the conversation pretty much ends there.
Okay. I'm gonna look to the bartender and I'm gonna go, red wine, please. And then I'm going to the tarot. I'm gonna go, those guys. Try to like discreetly like motion to that towards their direction.
Mm-hmm.
Possible.
Uh huh.
Okay.
And then I will
All right. Um, Taro memorizes their faces and s- and perks up and listens a bit more before trying to interact, because like has to size them up. Like what's the deal here? And like I'm talking to Caspian like in a very low tone of voice, so I'm sure no one listens.
I'm gonna message you and I'm gonna say,
Mhm.
I think revolt to stop the saint. If we stop them, that might help.
Hmm. You think we should
Uh,
uh you think we should follow them?
Actually, maybe you should come join me. I think I have a plan. Has the bartender come with my drink yet?
Yes. Uh huh.
Hmm.
He hands you over the red wine.
When they hand it to me, I go, oh, those guys down there, what are they drinking?
Okay.
I'm gonna point to the
You ask the bartender.
yeah. What are they drinking?
They are drinking ale.
Okay. Could you get him a few rounds on me? Tell him it's from me.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Patiently sip my red wine.
Past a few minutes, one of the mercenaries gets out of their table and starts coming your direction.
We'll wait till he gets a little closer.
Sorry, friend, I must have forgotten your name. Who are you?
Oh, sorry, my manners. My name's Jericho. Pleasure to meet you. I'm
Jericho. Do we know each other?
uh, no, but I think you'd like to. Listen, my associate, and I'm going to motion to Taro. We couldn't help but hear your conversation. I have to say, I think maybe we could be of use to each other. When you're talking about the same, we've had a couple of minutes with him. He's a pretty swell guy.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
All right. Hey, do are you proficient in?
Um, Proficient in what?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Persuasion? Yes, I am. Of course.
Would you mind helping me?
Of course.
I would let
do
you
I
do
have-
it because I said
Uh,
something. I might not be.
Okay. Give me a sec. Persuasion. I have a +6 in persuasion, and I can give myself advantage. But if you help me, okay. Um, uh, my name is Bando Shotaro the 13th, great samurai of the island of Mist. I am pleased to make your acquaintance, as it seems that justice burns through your heart as us. You see, we are wandering swordsmen, my friend and I, seeking to right wrongs, to purify or karma. Which is why we are convinced that we could help you. Persuasion.
Okay, but that's all okay and good, but I still want the persuasion from Caspian
Yeah. Uh,
because he
okay.
tried to do the
He's
thing
helping.
first.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Could you maybe? Good.
Take my last bardic.
Thank you. Okay, we'll do that first. To just you know, 4. Okay. Okay. Persuasion. On that one.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Had to happen
Um,
sometime.
yeah.
After so many net 20s, we had to get our net 1 to balanced.
Is there any way you could help me so I could reroll?
Come on, quick fire silver barbs.
You have inspiration, right?
I I don't. I do. I think I spent it last session.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
silvery,
Is
silvery barbs?
Yeah, it cannot be used like that.
Oh,
it? Hmm.
we are fucked.
Oh well.
well,
I mean, you do have proficiency. I don't know. Maybe. Okay.
Okay. He he
Yeah.
looks staggered while listening to both of you. And then he says, "Well, I appreciate your concern, my friends. But I don't know what you overheard. It was all just a prank. You know, my friend and I, we we like to partake in a sort of game where we play with dice, and each one of us has a character to play. Do you understand me? And we were just talking about our last gaming session.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
It
I
has
think
nothing to do with
Regression.
reality.
I think that now, I think Caspian is so taken aback from this god awful lie that he does actually do that fucking snort. He just starts like,
Mm,
you
okay.
know,
Um. Okay. Let me save this. Oh, I understand, friend, but you see, even if it was not real, even if you were rehearsing a play like a kabuki actor do, sometimes in taverns when they are drunk, you have to remember one thing: we are not the only ears that have listened, and I have been in this fair, splendid city for enough time to get a feel of the air, and know that, let's say, the tyrant in charge is tightening the screws on the populace, favoring corpse lovers, and he doesn't take kindly to talk of dissent, whether it is in jest or not. Because remember, the biggest flaw of a tyrant is that he's paranoid. Suggestion.
Okay.
Oh god.
oh Lord.
Now, the only way to offset a natural one is like suggestion. DC is 14.
Okay. I
Wis-
let me just
wisdom
choose.
save.
He is a character made up on the spot, so let me choose
Mm-hmm.
an appropriate sheet for him.
I mean, uh, I just started DMing here. I fully get the, oh no, they went
Was
somewhere
a
I didn't think they'd
commoner,
go.
but he had 20 wisdom.
Yeah, there's a chance. And the C14 you
You
said
know,
is not that hard to overcome. But okay, I will have a character. Yeah, I chose a character sheet that fits this character, and he has a +2 for wisdom saves. Ah, no.
Anyway, so let me continue. So don't worry, we are on the same side. the side of justice. What I am saying is that you should be more. Um, you should be wiser about what you say in public. This is a tavern full of mercenary. And mercenaries work for money. They would sell you in a flash for a bag of gold. I am not trying to get information for now. I want him to trust me. This is the long game. Because if I start like asking questions, I am I risk raising suspicion on his partner, who is not enchanted. So it has to be like I am doing this for their benefit. In any case, should you want to invite us to your make-believe sessions, we reside at this tavern. Ask for us. Enjoy your beer, friend.
Well, I'll just go have a chat with my associate over there. Then we can meet outside of the tavern.
Excellent.
Boyd,
Wait.
could I do another perception check to overhear their discussion and see which way they're leaning before I try and move?
You can tell that they are. He goes near his associate, as he said, and he just says something on his ear, and then they leave the tavern through the front entrance.
But what I'm. So he just whispers in his ear, and they're leaving.
Yes, kind of waiting for you to go meet them outside.
In that case, could I do a perception check to overhear what he whispered?
No, there's no way.
Okay. Then I will ask the bartender, excuse me, could I get a couple bottles of your highest proof alcohol?
Yes, of course, that will be 3 gold pieces.
I put down 6.
Oh, thanks, my friend. Enjoy.
No problem. Okay, how many bottles was that?
How much do you want?
I paid like double the price.
Yeah, if it is 1 bottle of the stronger drink, it's 3 gold. So if
Okay, so just 1 bottle.
yeah, so if you pay 6, you get 2 bottles.
Before you go, by the way, I was wondering, do you have any candles? My girlfriend has been bothering me for ages to get her some, and I can't find any. Just like, can I pay you like a couple more gold if you can like give me like a spare candle from like one of the tables or something?
Oh, well, candles are much cheaper than that. If you give me a gold, I can give you like 15 candles
She's
or
been
something.
she's been on my fucking list fast about it. Just like whatever, however much you want, really. Yeah, just wait for candles.
Of course, of course.
Mhm.
Okay, what do you want to do with those candles?
Mhm. Uh, I'm going to. I'm gonna light one of them. I only need really the one.
Okay.
Mhm. And I'm gonna try and hide the alcohol and the candle behind my back, and I will follow Taro out.
Okay. Taro, you're going with him?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. While you're doing your little side quest, what are the others up to? Raido and Jean.
Yeah, what could we be doing?
I mean, I was gonna finish my meal and I don't know, see if we can't find a game of chance or something. I mean, we do need to get Rydell a suit.
A suit? Well, I could try using elven clothing. Maybe it works as a human good clothes.
Probably, but is it in good shape still?
Yeah, oh fuck. We need a tailor. Yeah, they must be. Oh, wait, yeah. Right, we need at least one tailor.
And it gotta be swift.
Yes.
Pretty
So
much.
we can walk around town looking for a tailor, at
I
least a
mean,
good one.
No,
or we leave the tavern, ask the bartender if he knows of any.
the the mute dwarf from the court said he would get one for you in a few hours if you wait for him.
In a few hours. Well, that could be done, I think.
Yeah, we could just wait for him. But in the meantime, what do we want to do then?
Hmm. We can
Hmm.
go look for the others and see if they're doing fine.
Yeah, I mean, we may as well, I guess. Go see what they're up to. Make sure they don't start a war or anything.
Yeah, to be sure they're not in a bar fight.
Yeah, if they're in a bar fight, it's not Taro's fault.
Could
I
be
think
anything. Sometimes a bar fight is just caused by a random drunken guy wanting to punch someone in the face.
Well,
that's yes, no.
that's fair. It does happen in some of the novels.
Yeah. Some of the novels, not just one.
Oh, bar fights this day and age, fairly common.
Oh, yeah. I'm a very peaceful person. I never tried to get in a bar fight, but it was always hard getting out of one.
Well, if you're not a strong person, getting out of the fights is a lot harder than getting into them.
Also afraid of getting hurt before that. I got kind of good at aiming at vital organs. That helped
Well,
a
I mean,
lot
if you
with
can
the
keep
blades.
aiming at them, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, it was necessary. That's why I'm a wizard and I love blades so much still.
Well, I mean, as a wizard, I suppose you can armor yourself long enough to just make one good strike, and that's all you need, I suppose.
Yeah, I try. Well, they must
Well,
be.
they've got to be around here someplace.
Yeah.
I suppose we'll have to go find him.
So we get back to the tavern in a few hours to see if the dwarf is here with a tailor or the problem is solved or some other solution.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. It's the only way.
Okay. Let's just try to get back in time.
Yep. Hopefully they're not in so much trouble that we can't get back in time.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll go try and find them.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going after the others then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I guess we'll go try and find them.
cool. So, to not interfere in the continuum, you see two human veterans, mercenaries, walking out of a tavern. And as you approach the tavern, you then see Caspian and Taro leaving it as well.
Oh god.
Do
I'm gonna stay a little far.
Yeah, we'll hang back behind both groups just to make sure if anything happens, we can
help
provide
you.
backup.
Yeah.
Okay. Caspian and Taro, you see the two guys signaling that they are going to an empty street next to the tavern, a place where you can talk in privacy.
Okay.
I am. Do we see the others?
I mean, unless they state that they are trying to be stealthy, hidden, I guess you do.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be stealthy, just staying a little far away so at least the others don't perceive us, but
Right.
Taro and the others.
Trying to
okay.
be nondescript. We don't want to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Are these guys trying to lead us away from them? Like in a private area where they won't be able to see us?
It doesn't look like that. It looks like more they don't want to. They want to be outside of anyone's prying eyes. Let's say.
Sure.
They don't know that the
We're
Rido and John are with you. So
So we're out in public. It's just like they don't think anybody can hear us, right?
yes, that's
Like
correct.
people can see us. We just right.
Yes.
Going to message Rydell,
Okay.
and I'm going to say we're going to talk to these guys. I have all of alcohol on me. If things get real, I'm going to throw it above them. You hit it with a flaming bolt.
Okay.
Okay.
So what's the sign?
The alcohol.
Okay. You throw the bottle away, something like that?
And hit. I'm going to throw the bottle above them. You hit it with flaming bolt.
Oh, I want me to flame both. Okay. Okay. Alright. I'll stay prepared for that.
I'm just going to follow them.
We are gonna follow the followers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
We're
chain
tagging.
of following.
Okay. So as you go to meet your contacts, one of them says, "What took you so long?"
Oh, yeah. Okay. I need another drink.
Breaking up, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
Taru, do you want to?
Sorry. Hello.
Hello, hello. We
Yeah.
can hear.
Hello.
You hear me?
It was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that. Uh, were they talking to Caspian?
Mm,
One of them asks, "What took you so long?"
I had to get myself another drink.
yeah, you know,
It's been a long.
I'll answer. Sorry, like you got cut out. Uh, no,
Oh, sorry.
we had to be sure that nobody was following us.
Okay.
The better answer.
So explain to me and to my friend here in detail. We never even saw you around here. Why do you have any interest in what's going on in the Hashador?
Well, what we do know is that the current ruler of the city is making a lot of bad decisions, a lot of unpopular decisions, and we have seen the carriages roaming around at night with people buying corpses to do who knows what. Now, if you are asking yourselves why would I involve myself in this, I think I already explained myself. I am samurai, and it is my duty to consign to Yomi 100 evildoers. It is my penance. I think your ruler is starting to very much fit the bill. Therefore,
While
I am offering my help.
Okay, but Taro, I don't know if you misunderstood or if that's your actual roleplay. What they were conspirating and plotting and stuff was not against the ruler of the city or the realm. It's against the ruler of the guild.
I know.
Okay.
I've heard that. I am spinning it like I know what the end game is.
Okay.
Because the guild is clearly favoring the necromancer. So if they want to they want a change in management to the guild favoring the saint, we have the same objective.
The same end goal.
That's how I'm
I see.
spinning it.
I see. Okay, you already have one, actually two failures and one success. Roll another one. I think this time it should be deception, or do you think you want to roll another persuasion?
No, I think it's deception. I'm presenting myself for something I am not. Okay, using my last Kenku recall for the day to give myself advantage.
oh Lord, oh Lord.
Oh, sorry. It's
Oh.
my mouse.
Yeah.
It's
So
I need a new one.
yeah.
It's a 23.
It's a 23. Yeah, I need one too. I know the struggle. Cool. Taro,
While, sorry,
go ahead.
I was just while he's talking, I was just want to be like, could I try and like hide, try and like make myself a lot less noticeable in this instance?
Yes, you can try a
Just like
stealth.
while they are okay. It's a long shot. I'm not very stealthy, but I figured, try and help where I can.
Yeah, you cannot vanish without them noticing, but you can maybe
Mm.
hide something behind your back or try to.
I'm just trying to be less noticeable.
Okay,
I'm just like while they're talking, I'm trying to like just kind of like back away.
cool. Uh, okay, so they they look at each other and they agree with just a movement with their heads, and they turn back to Taro saying, I see where you're coming from. But our end goal is beyond just that. We have heard the call, and we aim to answer it. This is a time for revolution. This is a time for maybe something new, something greater in our future. We praise the saint, the ninth saint. We wish to open the city to him and to his word. It has nothing to do with who rules or who sits on the throne.
I see. It is still acceptable. I've heard of this man. We more or less took the same route from the south. I have heard of him. He seems just. He seems blessed by your gods. I am not contrary to it. I am still willing to help. That does not conflict with my penance.
And how exactly are you going to help us?
Sorry?
Uh,
There you go.
I'm back.
Okay, and how?
How exactly are you going to help us? I mean, we don't know you. What skills do you have? What use do you have for us?
Taro is samurai. He's trained with the blade and knows magic. Sure, you would want an extra blade on your side. Revolutions are seldom peaceful, are they not? Especially in warriors' circle. I mean, what are you going to do? Resolve this by committee? I think not.
Well, it's good to have another blade on our side. But we have to. But we have to get you inside. You're not as helpful to us if you don't have access to the guild hall, to the Iron Sanctuary.
I was thinking to present myself to the guildmaster for induction anyway. Before news reached me. I mean, the fame of your guildmaster has reached my island, which is why I was here. Initially, when I took this trip, I thought that the wielder of the fabled golden axe would supply me with a steady flow of evildoers to cut down, so I can do my penance and return to my land, not a dishonored man.
So
But
present
situation- the
yourself.
situation-
Oh, go ahead.
Yes. No, go on.
So
Yeah, I will.
present yourself to Lasgar tomorrow in the morning. We'll be there to take a look at you. She will put you on some tests, but it should be no problem for a seasoned samurai. Once you're in, we'll give you further instructions on and let you in on what we planned so far. And if she decides to test you on your ideals, don't mention the saint or anything. It will likely do more harm than good, based on our recent reunions with her.
Mm, I understand. Ah, she's not a believer, is she not?
She's not.
If you lead a mercenaries guild, your only god is money. I have seen that many a time, unfortunately. Because principles cannot be bartered. At least, if you do believe in them. Which is why I am a poor man.
Now go on with on your way. And remember, you have never met us before.
Met who?
Ah, by the way, name's Rolf, and my friend is
Rolf.
Fendra. But you don't know that.
Of course I don't. I am not speaking to anyone right now.
Well, he gestures for you to leave first, and then he will leave
Mhm.
a couple. They will leave a couple minutes later.
I leave, and like subtly gesture Caspian to follow, since he made himself like part of the background.
I will follow. While we're leaving, can I message Taro?
Okay.
This is a prime opportunity. Should we get now? The group's with us. They're over there.
Okay. Sorry, should we?
Should we get them? They're alone and cut
No,
this problem off.
no. Taro has another idea. Let us go to the tavern and meet everybody else. You do speak primordial, right?
I speak all of the primordial languages, so yes.
Okay, so I am speaking primordial
Okay.
to you, so no one knows except you and me.
In that case,
Better be safe. OPSEC.
in primordial, I'm going to say, are you sure? They're right
Yes.
here. Prime for the table. I have
No.
alcohol here.
No, They're
Yep.
they are a bargaining chip. We do not need. We have to keep them alive, because what we will do is barter their head against the promise for the mercenary guild to stay out of this politics.
Okay. Then I will meet with the rest of the group.
Okay, let's reconvene at the tavern.
Actually, instead of meeting with the rest of the group, I'm gonna get an eyesight of the other two, and I'm gonna message them saying, "Meet us at the tavern," so we're not seen
Alright.
together.
Alright.
Just
Yeah,
give a covert nod.
good idea. Good idea that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, when we get to the tavern, I guess we can talk.
Hmm.
Do we get
Yep.
there, DM?
Yeah. Actually, roll a d6, everyone.
Oh Lord,
D6, everyone.
Damn it!
the 3.
D6, D6. 2.
5.
5
Mine is being
on
processed.
as we go.
Yeah.
God damn.
1.
Oh,
Took so much time to process
Yay,
a
a 1.
I'm gonna go ahead and put I put alcohol in my inventory.
You cannot help but feel the whole way as if you were being watched.
Oh shit, here we go again.
To be fair, we're not all bunched together, going together as like
Yeah,
we're
in pairs.
2 and 2 separate.
Yeah.
So
You're splitting up.
we are technically splitting up, but we're not
We are-
like terribly far from like we're separate enough to make it look like we're not together.
Okay. Still, right. You cannot help but have the feeling of a pair of eyes staring at you from the darkness. You stop and look back and look up and look down and look right and look left, but you don't see anything. At least not with your naked eye. Unless you want to do something else that could help you enhance your perception.
I'm thinking I could try. I don't have detect magic prepared. I could cast this as a ritual, but it will take some time. And I could try using a familiar, but I don't think it would work in this situation. So, out of pure paranoia, I'll message. I think everyone. If I got line of sight, and see that I'm feeling kind of watched right now, so I'm going to try an alternative way to the tavern, or just rush in a more discreet way. So I'm gonna try to hide myself in like a dark corner or something like that, but still close to the street where we are, and cast invisibility on myself, then keep running.
Okay. Do you want to roll a stealth check first?
Yeah, I'm gonna try a stealth to help too.
Okay.
But anyway, I'll cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. Then you can do it with advantage.
Let me see, where is it? Yeah, advantage is toggled. And stealth. Okay.
Perfect. Have you shared with the others your feeling, your sensation
Yeah.
of being watched?
Through message. Yes.
Okay, so you hide away to safety, while keeping your eyes on your companions. But uh, the feeling still lasts onto that. So, are you going to do anything about it? Asking the other three.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check to try and like listen, see if maybe I hear something?
You can.
Since he told us about it.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah.
I'll help. I have perception.
16. All right, Pepin.
Just strolling on. I don't think I see anything. I don't want to
Tara, are you?
spook anybody watching us.
Ooh.
If you're helping, that's 19.
Okay, a 19 is good. You stop and look around. Every few feet that you walk through, the city is quiet. The streets are empty. But as you do that thing where you pretend that you don't care and then you look back real quick, you seem to have caught a glimpse. You don't know if it's a human or if it's something else, but there seemed to be something, a creature, lurking on the top of a building, like 3 stories above you, hidden in the shadows.
Oh,
You caught just a
okay.
glimpse, but at the same time that you saw it, it vanished.
Ninja!
I'm gonna message Taro. Actually, I'm gonna speak primordial to Taro and go, found it.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep walking. I'll give this guy a surprise.
I'm just gonna keep walking and be on the lookout for that creature to see if like it comes closer.
And I am basically I speak to Caspian in common, and I go like, okay, see you around, and hide.
Oh, would you? Fuck. Well, shit. I'm gonna look around.
Well,
I'm gonna try and make it look like uh, I want to try and really overplay me being frazzled that he just left. Try and make myself look like a really good target.
Excellent.
Yeah, I just want to make myself the target.
And but you're continuing your way towards the tavern, or are you changing your path, or are you just waiting to see if the creature
Uh,
appears?
since I know it's there, I don't think I'm gonna head to the tavern yet. Uh, could I try and like maneuver my way towards the docks?
The tavern that you're going for is located in the docks district, so you wouldn't be changing your way that much.
Okay. Then I'm gonna head to the docks instead of the tavern.
Okay, perfect. Uh, as you continue, the four of you keeping a safe distance where you don't look like you're walking together, but still, if one of you gets in trouble, the others are near enough that they can help. You reach the docks district. You go towards the docks, and suddenly the feeling of being followed disappears.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh,
Interesting.
Me, I'm staying uh, hidden. I'm waiting for whoever's following Caspian to pass me and then follow them.
Oh,
That's why I left.
Interesting.
that's very interesting.
Ninja.
Ninja. Yeah, because like as far as like it knows, I'm now by myself. Tara left, so I'm just kind of walking by myself to the docks.
Yep.
All by
Hello.
myself.
Ariel, are you still
Vulnerable.
there?
Huh? Yep.
Oh,
No, I'm just waiting to see until you finish. But uh, you position yourselves. You wait as a bait
Mhm.
for, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour, but nothing happens. Some people walking by asks if you need help if you're lost there, but other than that,
No, I'm fine.
you're pretty sure the creature has decided to leave you be.
Okay. I'm just by myself.
Yes.
I guess I'll head back towards where I was. Like when I first noticed the creature, I'm gonna head back to that location then. Because I don't think he'd head back. He would not trust the tavern right now while there's a creature out and about, maybe following them, maybe not. So he's just gonna go back to where he knew that creature was at one point and just start heading that way.
Okay. You stay in that task for an additional hour, but you have no success. The creature seemingly decided to stop stalking you.
Okay, after about 2 hours, I feel like he's confident enough. I don't think. Is our ship still docked at the docks?
Yes, you go there
Caspian's.
to just guarantee, but yes.
Yes, he's not going to go back to the tavern at that point. He's just going to go to his ship and have just like hyper paranoid. He's like, just to be safe, I'm going to just sleep in the ship tonight.
Okay. What
okay.
about me? Can I tail this guy, or at least get a glimpse of what he is?
The creature seems to have disappeared. You go back to the place you saw it before. You go try to see any tracks, but there are no signs left.
I don't like this. Okay. Back to the tavern I go, staying hidden, stealthy.
Hmm.
Okay.
Would I have passed John? Because presumably he's still walking to the tavern. Would we have crossed paths?
Probably.
Uh, in that case, I'm going to message him and I'm going to go, I'm going to the ship tonight. I'm not heading back to the tavern.
I'll
just to let
just
him know.
nod pleasantly as I pass him and keep going to the tavern and let the others know once I do.
Mhm.
Okay, so as you all meet up back in the tavern, or if someone doesn't want to, just state it.
Mhm.
Uh, we're all gonna take a break, and while we're on a break, you can already think about what clothing you want to buy from the tailor because you will find him there once we return from our
Oh,
break.
oh, all right.
Okay.
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 Okay, see you guys in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. See
3.5K is quite a lot. I think in dollars it's 700 almost.
I'm back, you guys.
Yellow.
Hello.
Are we all here?
I think
Yeah.
that's all.
Present.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry guys, I'm feeling eepy right now. But we have our last leg of the session to finish.
Then
Thank God
let's do it.
thank God I'm not sleepy, but I'm very worky. Kill me, please.
You're
Don't
you're
tell. Don't say that. Ariel might take you at your word.
yeah.
Oh God, yeah, there's that.
But are you going to go back to work after the game?
Yeah, I'm gonna move to Japan with Davide after he does that.
And Michael.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll
My
see. Maybe.
my own house with lucky games and beaches and all.
Gotchas.
And gachas, yes.
And
Always
This
gotchas.
is
gachas.
Japan.
Yeah, I'm playing a
Yep.
gacha right now too.
Ugh. Don't. What are you playing?
Path to know her.
Uh, playing Marvel Contest of Champions.
Marvel Contest. I think I heard about that one. I also played in the past Alchemist Code. It looks kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, but the gacha version.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Yeah, I got a friend who plays that one. And I played Tacticus, is the gacha game for Warhammer.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
girlfriend plays that. Well, did.
And I also had Food Fantasy, which is a gacha game where you play with impersonations of food. It's
Weird.
the characters, all of them have names of food or stuff related food. And you gotta make some combos sometime in your party, like black tea with milk, or milk and coffee, coffee and chocolate, stuff like that. Pretty nice. There are foods from all over the world, but most of them, of course, are Chinese or Korean, and some from Japan.
Hmm.
There's even food from Portugal. I
Hmm.
think the villain of the game is whiskey,
Little on
and
the nose.
there's a duo called Steak and Red Wine, and there's a girl called Vodka. The beer is not actual beer; it's just something related to beer, like I don't know, hop perhaps or something like that. But it's still the impersonation of beer. I don't play it in a long time because it took quite some time, and Path to Nowhere is not that grinding needed, so it's kind
Hmm.
of quick to play for me at least. I don't spend that much time with Path to Nowhere. The other gachas were always full of grind, especially Alchemist
Oh
Code.
yeah. Lots of grind.
I met a guy at my old college. He was like playing poker or some other card game in along with some friends. Meanwhile, he was with his cell phone in his lap playing that gacha the whole day because he had to farm something. I was like, bro, how you do that? I can't do that like this. I would get exhausted. And
Been
he was like,
there.
no, it's easy. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're a
But
pain
after over, it's pretty quick.
sometimes.
Yeah. Tacticals was quite fun, the Warhammer one, but every time we had an event for special characters, that took much time. Lots of grinding for those characters, and it was always high difficulty.
Yeah, this is why I
Yep.
don't play it anymore. It's all fun
Yeah,
and games until you hit the paywall.
Ugh.
it
Yeah.
was pretty hard. In Path to Nowhere, the paywall is just basically the roulette again. when rolling on the banners. So it's basically if you're free to play, you just will roll less times than usual. And if you pay, you can roll some more times. But that's basically the essence of the paywall. So it's quite fair.
Well, shall we figure out what Ariel has planned for us?
Yes.
Ha! You guys still think I have plans? Ha!
I was being nice.
Uh,
The
uh,
power of improvisation.
the power of making plans and trying to make improv on the spot because the players. No, it's not that it is your fault, but I have to take a guess of what could or should be
Happen.
and what it ends up being, you know. But
Yeah.
it's part of the game. Uh,
It's always a big tree of ramifications of possibilities, right?
no, and I mean, my preferred way of doing it is planning the whole landscape, and then one one possible path that you can take. But if you go on an alternative route, I already know what's out there, so I can best, you know,
Okay,
navigate
nice.
around.
Right.
That's how I roll, baby. Woo! But yeah, as you enter the the dingy tavern of the docks, you find a person there that stands out from the crowd. He's not a sailor or a dirty looking thug, but instead he's the most aristocratic looking person in the hall. He's standing in the table next to the to the dwarf that you befriended, who's the possibly one of the second in commands to Kami, and he's the one that he asked you to wait for to meet. If you need anything for a job, he's your guy.
Okay, great.
How do you want to
All right.
approach this?
So we got an aristocrat on our side. That's a good beginning.
How are you approaching?
Okay. Hmm. Okay, you go on. Like I don't need new clothing. I have my splendid and very gaudy kimono.
Okay, yeah, I'll ask him for fixes on my elvish clothing.
Hello, friend.
Hello there.
I was told you were in need of adequate dressings, so I am here
Yes.
to fulfill your needs. Um,
Yeah.
as he starts showing his wares, you discover something that is important.
Mm,
He is the owner of Royal Needle, the best and most fancy uh, shop in the whole town. So his prices are above average. Uh, you can describe, but the quality and the customizability is the best that there is. So you can say
mm,
exactly how you want your pieces of equipment, uh, but it will have to fall under one of the categories from the player's handbook. So it could be traveler's clothes, which is uh, clothes more resilient, more uh, less fancy, less pretty, and more useful. You can buy a costume, so you can dress up as something. Then we have fine clothes, which is the opposite of traveler's clothes. It's more beautiful than useful. so it will have less durability and whatnot. And then we have aristocratic clothes, which is the cutting edge. If you want to mingle in the high society, nobility, that's your go-to. But he has all of those for sale at double the player's handbook price. Okay, that
Okay.
that's his pricing
Okay.
for normal clientele. For the Corge and for the Corge Associates, he he offers half price. So we go back to the normal price
Normal price.
for reference. So traveler's clothes, 2 gold pieces. A costume is 5 gold pieces. Fine clothes are 15 and aristocratic are 50 gold pieces. And as I said,
And how much
you can
was
describe what
each?
you want. Go ahead.
Yeah, for just a fix on some good clothing already. How much would he charge? I think it wouldn't be aristocratic, but being elvish, maybe it will be just above average for human clothes.
You want just to him to do a to take a look at it and see if there's any mending that is needed, something like this.
Y- Yeah, and if it's suitable for social occasions, or if it's too old or too ragged.
Okay, it's a piece of clothing from your background, or is it just something you think Ryder would have?
Yeah, just something I think he'll have. Like it's normal elvish clothing, but since elves, high elves are more aristocratic than usual, probably he will have something like fine clothes as a standard.
Okay. Okay, so since it's something that is not from your that your background doesn't give you outright, I would say you
Yeah,
have a fine piece of clothing, but it's in a bad shape.
right.
So he will charge you. I think my PC froze. You guys, okay, it's unfroze. He will charge you half the price, so 7 GP to patch it up to make it.
Alright.
Okay, is that what you want then?
Yeah, it's okay.
Your elven fine clothes are looking just as if got just got out of the store.
Alright. Perfect. For me, that's fine. I don't think I would fit aristocratic clothes. It would make me feel constrained.
Yes,
I mean,
but we need to look the part.
Uh,
yes. I mean, my custom like suit armor is fine, but I'm curious as to whether or not he could make me a bowler hat that has the same durability as a helmet.
Well, he is the best that there is around, so I'll say that's a yes. But it will fit under the fine clothes category, okay?
That's fine.
So you can use it and still keep your armor bonus.
Perfect. Now I got a British gentleman's hat.
Yes.
My suit is complete. Mwahaha. But we need to get the rest of the party outfitted here.
yes.
Mm-mm.
Oh. Unfortunately, we're missing one of our crew.
Who are we missing?
On that note,
Oh, okay.
Well,
Caspian.
somebody decided to stay on the boat.
Yeah.
to be fair, I as the player completely forgot about the suits. And then made the I thought wise decision to not.
To be
But
honest,
um,
like that's so Caspian.
It,
that
right?
is so
Crazy.
gassy.
We can describe
He
him
probably
and
forgot
see.
he was going to the ship and he's trying to convert somebody to his religion down at the docks.
Oh god.
Okay, let's be fair. I'm at the ship, right? Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and just to see if like Caspian remembers. Do an intelligence check. I have an intelligence of 0. So that's 10. I feel like it's enough to remember.
Yeah, that's average.
Is ashes on the ship?
Uh, hmm, let me decide with a dice roll at random. Um, she is not. They,
Is anybody on the ship?
yeah. Now I think it's a higher chance, but let's see.
No.
They,
Oh shit.
uh, as you go to the ship, there are only no. Let me see. Uh, there has to be someone there, right?
Yeah.
Let me
Somebody.
see the where are okay, the nose gambit. I'll put the guy who you did not talk to yet be the only
Oh
one
yeah.
inside.
Lizard boy.
Hey, is ashes on the ship? Oh yeah. He's gonna ask this man, is ashes on the ship?
He hisses towards you. Hiss.
Mm,
Is that a yes? I was told to be nicer. You can't just hiss at me.
Well, I
I
bet
was told.
I bet Caspian does not know how to speak lizard folk, right?
No, I don't.
Okay.
In fact, Mr. DM, no. Caspian does not speak lizard.
Yeah. He answers in a very broken common saying, Ashes not here.
Is anybody else here?
Crew went. Drink went. Eat.
Oh, okay. 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 I need you. I Caspian is gonna do that thing where if
You speak slowly
specifically
because you
like
think they will understand.
American, yeah, Americans just they speak louder at you in the hopes that you'll understand them. So he's gonna be like, I need you to go to
talking to a
go to the
child.
tavern. He's doing hand movements. He's like, go to the
I
tavern
need you.
and get me suit.
For how much? And he gestures a sign of wants
Mm,
coins on his pocket.
I'm gonna go ahead and just do another intelligence check to see if he knows how much suits cost. That's a 4.
mm.
I don't know. 20?
Gives him all the
How much?
gold.
Here, take. He's gonna.
Take my gold. Shut the fuck and take my money.
Be back soon. He takes your
he'll,
gold
he'll
and
hand
leaves.
him. He'll hand him 100 gold
Oh
and be
no!
like, and go Actually, you know what? I think Caspian like looks around for a second and realizes he is by himself.
Yes.
So how strong does this lizard folk look?
Oh
He
boy.
he looks tough. He looks tough.
Looks tough.
Yeah. He's on the higher end of what you've seen around the docks and your experience on ships.
Take a deep breath, and he's going to get up in the lizard folk's face. He's just going to go, "Give me my suit, or I'm skinning you."
Okay. Wow.
Like he's just
Oh,
done with the diplomacy. He's like, "Give me my suit, or I'm going to skin you."
Okay.
He's done. He's
Yeah.
done.
I'll be AFK for a minute. Okay, real quick. And
Okay.
Mm.
while I'm
Okay.
away, go ahead and roll your intimidation. And if you want
Yeah.
to,
and then
Okay.
roll initiative.
yeah. And if you want to put up your guidance and stuff, go already. And you also have the inspiration for the recap that no one used yet. So go ahead and roll all the stuff that you need. And when I be back, let's see what happens. Tá segurando isso muito tempo.
Tu tem bolo que eu não como e tem essas azedinhas que eu não como.
Minhas azedinhas.
Olha aí, ó. Então, eu achei ótimo.
Pior que tava ruim essas azedinhas. Normalmente eu gosto, hoje tá. Não sei. Quer levar o refri? Ou vai deixar ali? Bom, deixa eu lembrar, vai ser geladeira.
Vamos comer.
Quer dar? Quer dar pra ela, por favor?
To 10. Okay.
I'm back.
So that's 26.
Ooh! Okay.
Thank you, John.
As you say that, Casper,
Mhm. Mhm.
you can see that not only he hisses again, this time more aggressive, but you can see that the skin of his neck opens up like a fan, and he
Oh
gains
no.
size. He
Oh
he
no.
becomes larger and wider right in front of you, and you can see
Mhm.
that this is his natural response to 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 aggression. He
Oh,
hisses
you just
again,
Dennis Nedried.
but he says,
Okay.
"One is not enough to skin Razenf, but I
So you
know,
understood that?
but this one knows hierarchy. I will do as you say. While you're the captain." But remember, I always follow the captain, whoever it may be.
Okay. Can I know I'm really trying my luck. I just want to do like a wisdom check to see if maybe Caspian has a moment of like, you're a fucking idiot. Just like self reflection. I want to like maybe a wisdom save check, whatever you think.
That's up to you.
I will do a we'll do a check. I think it's a check. So
Huh.
I he's not regretful about the thing he said, but he does kind of remember like maybe a couple hours ago, Arrow. What he thinks is he really hurt Tara's feelings. So he's remembering that right instance, and he's just having a realization of like, oh, I'm doing the thing. But and he's like, I'm he takes a deep breath and he just goes, listen, what's your name?
You're asking him. His name is
Yes.
Resent.
Resent?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanna just take a moment and say I'm sorry for my word. It's been a hell of a couple weeks. I recognize that you and the crew have been doing a lot of work for us, manning the ship. We come in. I recognize that you are in a position that's not on top, and that must be a lot for you. And my words right now are not helping. So I just want to apologize for my words. And that I appreciate the work you and the crew do for us and me. I'm gonna hand him 50 gold. I'm gonna go. Just get me. I'm gonna write down. Uh, I'm gonna write down the instructions for like what suit I want. One last intelligence check to see if it's actually a viable suit. It's yeah, okay. It's like a nice, like fantasy blue suit, blue with like purple accents. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna go give this to whoever they sent. They sent a man. The cohort. The cohort did the group we work for. They they sent a man there to get us a suit. Could you give him the money and tell him what I want? And then come back here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Apologies accepted. Resin Fugo and be back soon.
I'll be here.
Survived.
And as soon as he leaves, I think Caspian, because his nerves did get a little worked up, he does puke over the side of the ship. And we'll just patiently wait.
Okay. Good.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. So back to the tavern. Everyone has gotten their new premium skins.
Mm-hmm.
You see
Yeah.
Razemph, the lizard folk from your ship, from your crew, walking up there, speaking lizard folk, in a hissing way, handing over some gold and getting back with Caspian's suit. Is there anything else you want to do?
I'm just gonna stay there and laugh a little. The lizard folk coming and going with a suit.
So weird. Must be Caspian's fault.
Especially with a weird finger on his neck.
I hope Caspian knows how to cook, because I don't think there's anybody left on the ship today.
Oh boy.
Caspian did not think this through.
No.
He
Yeah.
won't die of
He just
starvation.
assumed there'd be like he doesn't think about like the crew and their lives. He just assumes they live there.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, he just assumes they help. Oh,
That right there is the core of why Caspian keeps getting in trouble.
that is exactly why Caspian keeps getting in trouble.
No, he'll be fine. I think. So
I
now
think-
what?
I think
Yeah.
he never finished the
I
sentence.
think you are.
It's always, I think.
Okay. Peoples, what are your next steps? Long rest on the ship, and then signing up for the guild tomorrow.
I believe yes.
Okay.
I believe that's what we
Believe-
need to do, yes.
The rest is like planning for the next step.
Okay.
Now, at this point, like I'm telling everyone what transpired before they came there, since I got information on the guild master,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks like to be a surprisingly approachable person. And now that we have made contact with the rebel, we have to devise a way to tell them, to tell her, out of said rebel sight, that we have a bargaining chip. Because this is something that we can use for leverage.
Yes.
If we offer the head of those rebels to her in exchange for her staying out of this, everybody wins. And we put another spanner in the work for like small mech guy, holy power maybe,
I like the approach.
who gets like susser by the day. Every session this guy is like more sus.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
There is this.
So if we manage to do this, like we can resolve this whole thing without bloodshed, on the hush hush. Quiet, quick, clean. And we
with
get
the minimum of risk.
exactly. Everybody okay with that?
Sure.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. And then we can go to the king and see if we can settle for this alternate revenue to finally convince him to let go of the necromancer and punt them out of the city and in the waiting arms of Mac Boy.
Okay.
My boy.
So, I believe your adventuring day ends now. And yes, we'll see to it in the next session as well. But lastly, before we finish, just a very quick rolling of dice. I want you all to roll a d6 for me.
Oh boy.
Oh, I mean,
Mm,
it's
Once again, kapow.
Wait,
well, we have a 6.
yes. Wait, I'm coming. Alright. Okay, rolling. Rolling.
Rolling.
Another one.
I
Another
can
one.
always
yeah, we do have a 6 though.
I
It's
can
the second
always
We
one.
do.
count on Ryder rolling now. You know what's
Another
best?
one.
You guys will have to wait a whole week to know what that 6 and what that 1 entails.
Fuck.
Ah, well. No big deal.
does does the 6 mean that the lizard man actually likes me now? And that he my apology just really
At least the average of our
my
rolls
half
is
shitty
4.
apology just worked magic.
I mean, hey, you know what? They should cancel out.
Yeah. 6, the
They
1,
should.
5, not 3. The average is 4. So
Alright, go
perfect
ahead, take
average.
that long rest, get that out of the way.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm so surprised I didn't.
I? You're surprised you didn't die?
Like, I'm surprised the lizard man didn't just try and kill me.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna go the way of,
I
Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park.
honestly like how that scenario would have played out. I wouldn't have been too upset. That character at that point was just being unreasonable. If he died, it would have been fine. It's almost fitting that he went out that way.
There you
Guys, thanks so much for the game. Another, let's say, intermediate session between the ending of an arc and the